it. Okay.
Okay. No.
Hi, good afternoon. It's Valerie from the Hollywood Times, and I'm so happy here to be at the Female Eye Film Festival. And I'm going to let our guests introduce themselves, please.
Hi, I'm Habibata Ouarme. I'm from Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. I have two from two kind of different countries, anyway, a mix, if you. And I'm a filmmaker, like emerging filmmaker in Canada. Big Sister is my first feature film with NFP, and I directed with Jim Donovan right here.
Hey, I'm Jim Donovan, and I'm also a co-director of Koromousso, Big Sister. And we're happy to be here and talk to you.
Great. Well, I was very lucky the other evening when I'm here covering the Female Eye Film Festival that I got to meet Jim and now Abby, and we're going to talk a little bit about their film, and hope that all of our viewers will be able to see it at some point. It will be shown tomorrow here at the film festival. So we'll talk more about where our viewers will be able to see it at some point. So I'm going to ask our guests here, what made this group of women want to challenge cultural norms and publicly speak about such an intimate topic?
Well, this female genital cutting has been around for hundreds of years. So, and I'm an outsider, but since I met Abby, I've become aware of it. I've talked to these women. I think wanting to change the practice that's been around for a while. Abby is a militant in that space. She's an activist. And that's ultimately how she approached the film, because it's a practice that needs to change. I don't think that in 2023 anyone would question that that female genital cutting has to end. So that's the short answer, I think.
I mean, for me, it was part of what I've been doing since 2006, I think 2006. So it's been like almost, I think, more than 13 years of, I've been working on trying to help women get a better sexual life, if I can say that, and a healthier sexual life too. It's hard to talk about it because women tend to hide a little bit the issue. Talking about sexuality is a little bit taboo, it's a bit easier to show your boobs and do surgery, it's the outside stuff than talk about the real issue. So my fight is, to talk about FGM, but with the point of view of people living with the issue, how they want to see the change, how they want people to approach the issue, So because when you have the insight from people living with the issue, it's a bit easier to fight against the problem. So yeah, it is.
Well, again, I appreciate this time, because we get to discuss this, and your film discusses it, and I think it's important, like you two do as well. So if you don't mind, let's talk about what are some of the lifelong effects of female genital mutilation, and can women come back from this, if you know what I mean?
It is hard to come back because you have the
trauma.
The trauma that is kind of it's gonna be on you forever. My English is French English, so it's a little bit I have a big accent. So it is hard because you will still have the trauma, even if you can get help, but even that it's hard to talk to somebody who doesn't know what it is and how you're feeling even when you talk about it. So it's a challenge. But there are many issues that FGM causes. It's some women who had FGM can't have kids because they had infection. Some always have infection. For some it's hard to have the period because depending of the type, you have the type 1, the 2, and the 3, where everything is sewn together. And for those women, having the period can last for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So it is hard. It's a traumatized. I don't know if I can say the word.
It's trauma.
Yeah, it's living every day with that. It's very it's heavy. And sexually, many of the women can't have a partner. Yeah, it's they don't know what pleasure is.
Pleasure, yeah.
They know, yeah, and giving birth is very hard because they have most of the time have a C-section.
For those who don't know in the audience, female genital cutting involves cutting the clitoris off.
The clitoris
And sometimes more. And it's
and the small,
done in unsterile conditions. It's done savagely to unsuspecting children who are very young. And it's horrible. It plants a bomb in their body and in their mind for the rest of their lives. And our film, Abby plays the big sister to her little sister, whose name is Safieta, who's 42 and who decides that she wants to get repaired because there is a surgery out there where women are treated by knowledgeable doctors who know how to help them regain some of that sexual function and their confidence,
self-esteem. Yeah,
because that's the other thing is by doing this, and for me interviewing these women and getting to know them over the past 3 years, I could see just how it has hurt their lives. In so many ways, it would take a long time to talk about, but it has made them less confident, less happy. It's a practice that really serves the patriarchy and in a very antiquated way, like in a mentality that is from previous times. But it's about control, and that's where this film also connects with other feminist films, in the sense that this is about control of women's sexuality. And you have, these are times when women are subjected to the state or others wanting to control their bodies, whether it's through abortion rights or having to wear
beauty standards,
or so, it's a big issue in that sense, that it connects to other issues of control that that we're tackling in this film.
Yeah, it's really, like you say, a way to control, how you have to be in public, how you have to speak, how you have to behave, what you have to say. You have everything, your body. So kind of your only purpose is gonna be to serve your husband and keep quiet.
So it's multi-headed dragon, this thing. So really, this film is really about the perspective of women who want to take back that control. And that's what we follow in the film.
Yeah.
Well, how can others take action in the fight to help? Can we help these women in any way?
Yeah, absolutely. By just talking about it, usually what happens is when you start to talk about some issue that happen outside, like we say US or North America or Europe, people tend to say that, oh, it's not my problem, it's far from here, that will not happen to us, it's not my fight, it's a tradition thing. So people used to say that, so for them it's easy not to take part and help. So I would say, just talk about it and support people who want to see the change happen. Like when there are something, like, I don't know, I feel like this issue, I think for me, this issue is a part of the big issue that women in general have for the health issue, either if giving birth, and there's so many things coming with it. So just to give birth and having FGM, it's not just FGM, it's a big issue. Coming here, like if I had I have FGM and I'm going to give birth to someone, to baby, and you don't know how to take care of me, it's an issue. It's a woman issue. It's not just FGM. It's not just a tradition. It's not just from Africa or from India. So, to allow people to talk about it, to give the space that they need, and to support and to treat FGM as part of health issue, women health issue.
There's also support that, we were supported, the film was supported by Human Rights Watch worldwide, and we managed to premiere here in Toronto with that festival, and then London, UK, and also in New York. And we realized at every festival that there were people and organisms that that fight and they either support women's issues, especially this one. So there's End FGM, for example. Big, solid organizations from the UK, from New York, that you can look up and participate. You can contribute, you can try to help in some way, but certainly, like Abby says, to talk about it and to support the women, because as she said before, a lot of these women will not want to talk and are feeling ashamed. And so to normalize the conversation is one of the first steps, which is what this film does. It shows these women just, at ease talking about what's going on. And I think that's a part of it as well, is to, we live in an interconnected world.
Absolutely.
And so, the next generation is on social media, is whatever, looking at YouTube, looking at TikTok. Everything is connected. So having the conversation means that you can change things.
And how did you get involved in directing and producing the film, Jim?
Well, I only direct, I didn't produce, but
Okay.
well, Abby and I are partners, and before meeting her, I had no idea about this issue. So I tried to friend her on Facebook maybe 8 years ago, looking for her, and then I saw her on a stage talking about this, and I'm like, what's this all about? And that's sort of how I got involved. And I approached the NFB with the idea to do the film with our first producer, Denis McCready, who's a really, really seasoned veteran in political documentary. And I had never made a film like this. And I said, maybe this could be something that interests the National Film Board of Canada. And lo and behold, yes, they were absolutely behind it, except that it wasn't going to be a Jim Donovan film. It was going to be an Habibata Ouarme and Jim Donovan film, so that she could be wholly invested in the whole thing. So I became like the veteran film. She had never made a film.
No.
So I was the guy that they could rely on to just get everything. Like, for example, I had a camera here at all times, and if she had a phone call with Safieta or others about what was going on, I could whip out the camera and start shooting. And because she's in the film, she can't exactly have a selfie stick all the time. Although she did shoot alone in Africa when she went when they went for the operation in Burkina Faso.
Yeah, that's not easy. I've been on red carpets before, and I was just telling my colleague here that was like the phone, the camera, the mic, all that. It's not easy.
Your selfie tripod and
it is hard.
You saw me,
it was not easy. You're doing good. You had your little microphone and you were doing the interview with yourself, or maybe the announcement.
It's not easy, right? It's
but she did it.
Not fun either.
For a week.
Yeah, and then we shoot with an iPhone because we didn't want to
attract attention.
And I also wanted to protect her because she was going to do the surgery, so I needed to have just a kind of safe place for her. So I didn't want her to fail the camera, so it was on phone, like doing going like on a road trip.
Well, nowadays they make these iPhones, thank goodness, they make them pretty good. So what do you hope that the viewers will take away from this film?
That there's hope, and we all can be part of the change. We all can do something, just by listening or by going to see some organization that work on the case and contribute. There's so many ways you can give money, you can participate by being, when there's some activities, you can go there, you can learn how to speak about it. You never know, sometimes you have your friends and that can live with it and without you knowing, and they can, so just and or sometimes it can be with people working as a doctor or psychologist. Yeah, psychologists and stuff. So if you can, add it to your I don't know, your practice, so you can help more, more people, more immigrants, more women living with FGM. That's that's a good thing that can happen and help change things.
The takeaway, I mean, for me, it's don't be afraid to speak and to and learn about this issue. I mean, I am a white male. There could be nobody further from this issue than me, but I learned about it. I listened to these women and we made a film about it. And I hope that it can reach the shores of the countries where this is still happening, and that maybe some Black men and Black women will, and of any ethnicity that are affected by this, but especially in Africa, that they will see it and see that it's possible to just change things completely.
And that there's hope. Everything's not just, there's hope. There's something that can be done, and also, I also want to let women living with FGM that they are not alone, and we will not judge them. Not everyone will be talking about issue and judge them, because people are afraid of being judged. Oh, you have a bad tradition, you have you came from a savage, I don't know, background, a tradition, bad family. So it's a way of telling people, don't judge those women. Sometimes they didn't choose to have FGM. So if you want to talk about it or talk to them, just choose your word and know how to speak about it. Nobody chooses pain or suffering.
Not to make a joke, but besides, the filming with your iPhone, were there any other challenges that you faced along the way when creating this movie?
The pandemic was one.
Yeah.
It was incredibly difficult to, like everyone making a film between 2019 and 2021. It was just, heavy. I'd say that's one. Number two was she had to wrangle Safieta, who's quite the firecracker. Like she's just, a real go-getter, and she's got 100 things she wants to do. And so Abby had to mother her and make sure, okay, you gotta, we gotta go here, stay here, don't go.
But at the same time, we had to let her go somehow, because she was the one deciding what she wanted to do. It wasn't easy.
She's very active woman.
She's very active.
So Abby was like, you need to heal, you need to rest. I want to go see this person, I got this to do. So she was quite excited, and also, sometimes she was worried about, you can imagine you're getting re-traumatized in a way, because you're going to open yourself to this other doctor who in this case was a man.
You have to trust.
So Abby had to make sure she's okay.
And I was there, if even the day of the surgery she decided that she didn't want to do the surgery again, we will stop there and give her the space she needs. So we were kind of following her and until she decide what she wanted to do, and give her my support, and it was that.
Patience would be another challenge. We had to wait. I mean, my producer had more experience than I did with this kind of film. I come from like scripted drama mostly. I do features and television series, so I'm not used to this kind of documentary. And he was like, okay, well, we'll just wait. Let's wait 6 months. Let's shoot something else, or let's maybe chase the story. So having to be patient and waiting, because we couldn't force. We didn't. We found her. She had the intention to do this, but there's the pandemic, there's money issues, getting time off work, or finding a doctor, going to Burkina Faso, which was a country where, as you know, there was a coup not too long ago. So it's a kind of a challenge for safety. So they had to order a safety sort of study to make sure Abby and she could go. All those things. So it took a long time.
Yeah, the money was an issue.
And you had to be patient.
Money, and because she needed the money, and she needed to choose a place where she would be safe, and decided it was just quite challenging.
Yeah, well, we got it done.
Yeah,
you saw it. We're happy. It's always a good feeling when it's done. Like you don't want to finish to not finish the film because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like at some point we didn't know how this would end. Would she actually get the surgery?
Oh no. Yeah.
So we didn't even want to think about but when you're following this kind of a subject, it's it's a possibility. You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we know that you're going to be showing the film tomorrow at noon here in Toronto. Where, I mean, I know it's probably hard for you to say where else you're going to, people that see the film. What other festivals have you applied to?
Well, we went to, like I said, London and New York with the Human Rights Watch Film Festival. And we just found out the film has been invited to the another female-centric film festival, le Festival International de Films de Femmes de Salé in Morocco in September, I think it is, or is it October?
Yeah, September.
And so very soon in Morocco. And after that, we don't know.
And we're going to Female Eye Film Festival.
Well, Female Eye Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday, tomorrow.
Yeah. But Salé in Morocco is the next, which is our first step to the African continent, which was a big goal of ours. Is we wanted this film to hit those shores and hopefully go elsewhere in Africa.
Yeah, and not just in Africa, it's in other countries like outside Africa, like in India, the practice FGM there. So
well, please,
it's not any country,
keep us posted so I can keep our readers abreast of how they can watch the movie. And how many languages do you both speak? What languages?
I'm only bilingual, but Abby speaks 5 languages, so she's a little rock star of languages.
I'd say.
What are the languages?
I mean, my
French,
English is still, like half.
There's Aka, Jula.
Jula,
Akan,
Moussi.
I can't even say hi and thank you in any of those languages. I'm still learning.
So I mean it's like French, of course, Jula, Moussi, in Twi is like a Akan, and then a little bit of English, if I can say.
I can order beer.
English is great, in my opinion.
I can get along at an all-inclusive club in Cuba. So I have like maybe 10% knowledge of Spanish. So you could say I'm bilingual and 10% Spanish.
For food. This is for food.
I can order food.
It's for survival.
I could find where the bathroom is.
It's for survival.
And the bar.
That's important. Yeah, no problem.
¿Dónde está el bar?
Okay.
Por favor. Yes.
Oh my God.
Cute. Love it. So maybe you can tell us, like, social media, how can we reach you guys to film? What? I don't know. I want to stay in touch. So
yeah.
And we also want to know, how can we donate? Can you tell our viewers and our audience? If nothing else, if you can't tell us now, shoot me an email, Jim, and we'll make sure we put it on our breakdown sheet on our chat and stuff. Absolutely.
You have End FGM here in
the US?
Here in Canada. And in US you have oh my God, it's I have to go look.
We'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And of course the film, you can follow the National Film Board of Canada. They're gonna, they post regularly about where the film is going. We're hoping for a television release at some point. Yeah. We're talking to different broadcasters in Canada and in the US and internationally. We were in La Rochelle, France for a documentary film market there. So the NFB was there and they were like looking for partners. So once again, need to be patient, and hopefully the film just, it's, everyone wants their films to be seen, and it's, it's hard to compete with the Marvel universe and the big franchise films, but this will find its way.
Yeah,
know
it's a
it.
human
You know it.
issue. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes time, but I think, yeah.
Thank you for inviting us. We're really, I'm happy we met by pure fluke at the festival. That was awesome.
Yeah, at the festival and at a bar called Insomnia.
Insomnia.
It's very funny. Well, we're the Hollywood Times today, and our YouTube is the Hollywood Times official, and we are going to definitely get the word out about this film. Just learned a lot, and you won't hear the last from me. So I hope we don't hear the last from you. Please keep in touch.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate. We'll be happy to give you more details and info if you need. No
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
Thanks for the interview, Valerie. This is really
Absolutely, and thank you for your time.
Right
All
on.
right. And your film.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're the best. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Okay. No, maybe
Okay.
see you tomorrow.
Take
Okay.
care.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
enjoy the weather.
You as
Love
well.
it. Love it. I love it. Have a
Bye.
good one.